Hi, I'm Cathy. Welcome to Luna Bird Book Club. A couple of months ago, I did a vlog of all my partially filled notebooks that I have on the go at the moment. Kind of as a way for me to review my diary and notebook situation and stop myself from starting new journals themed around different topics when I already had so many on the go. And then somebody in that comment said they'd love to see all my completed journals. So here we are. I don't think I've ever had a vlog request before, so I had to do it. I'm going to show you today all my completed journals. I'm obviously not really going to show you much of what's inside them because you don't need to read my diary from when I was 15. But I can show you the covers and what we're dealing with. So this is my chest of completed notebooks. Let me lift it up so you can see the full size of this baby. It is quite heavy. Oh. This is the state of it when I open it up. It is full to the brim. And here are all the journals that don't fit in there. I obviously need to get more storage for my completed journals. I don't know whether to get just a functional plastic tub with a good lid, or do I get another chest, because it's quite nice having chests. And if you're not going to use chests for notebooks, what are you going to use them for? I don't know. I also don't really know where to begin with this. Should I put them in order first, or do we just dive in the order of which they are piled up in here? Maybe I'll put them in order. Okay, yeah. I'm going to get them all out, put them in order, and then we'll come back. Okay, I've put these in an order, and I've pulled out all the diaries. So I've got a stack here and a stack here. Are you ready to go on a journey of my life through my journals? Starting in 1999, so I would have been about 12. I have this gorgeous Minnie Mouse journal. I will say this, so I've had a little leaf through my diaries as I've gone through, and obviously there are some things in here that are very cringy, but I will say this, I think I've always had exceptional diary taste. And whatever's going on inside, I think I've chosen some pretty beautiful journals over the year, and I think this is a solid choice for a 12-year-old. Now, looking through this one, there's a few diary entries in, but there's also a lot of really random drawings. I've never been particularly good at drawings, but I've clearly tried to make some fantasy characters sometimes and mapped out story ideas and teddy bears. I don't know if you can even see that. That was my attempt of drawing a teddy bear. Like I say, art never been my strongest thing. I tried to make a language at some point. So these are just mainly ideas and thoughts and only a few diary entries. This is my dragon called Draco. 12-year-old me. There's notes about my imaginary world that I'm making and pictures and artwork and a few diary entries. And that was from 1999. 2000, this quite sparkly journal that I've put a sticker on with my name. This was a creative writing journal. And in it, I just wrote little, not quite stories, but ideas and images. And again, ideas about this fantasy world that I was making. So I've had a fantasy world narrative running in my head since I was very, very young. And when I got to be about 11 or 12, I did start writing some things down about it. And that's what was in this journal. Another journal that got a sticker with my name on it. I think this is 2000 as well. Oh, what's fallen out of here? A cinema ticket. Doesn't tell me what it was to see, but it was in 2007. But I'm pretty sure this journal was started Christmas Day 2000. I woke up this morning at 6:30 a.m. We don't get up till 7 a.m, so there was no point in getting up.
Hello.
Oh, hi all. I'm doing a vlog of all my completed journals, and I've put them in order.
No.
Are you interested in that?
No.
Fair enough. Let's skip to the bit where I got my presents. This is what I got for Christmas Day 2000. I got a sparkly dress, Craig David album, good choice, tights, 3 bags, Cathy labels, which obviously went on the journal, a Barbie, 2 horrible history books, shoes, and lots of other things.
What's that one?
That was my journal from when I was 2013. And then this is where I feel like some journals might be missing, because also in 2002, oh no, this is 2004, so I've skipped ahead. So this little tiny journal, at the beginning, there are just a few random notes, but suddenly I started writing in all the dates that I'd written in other diaries with notes to say which diary I'd written in. By 2004, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 diaries on the go. And I wrote a little cross-referencing guide, so in case I wanted to read all my diary entries in order across the diaries, I could do so. So this starts, the first entry is in 2001, and it goes all the way up into 2005. Oh my goodness, 2006. Oh my dear. 2007. Oh my goodness, maybe I started this a lot later. This goes up to 2007. So I have about 10 pages in here itemizing every journal entry I put in. That seems a weird thing to do. I think I was just trying to make things easier for my future biographer. I haven't yet decided why a future biographer would be looking into my diaries, but if they ever need to, I've already made them a little handy cross-referencing guide, so they should be grateful. Oh, I love this one. Okay, this one started in, is this also 2000? This started 2002. Look, check out this customization. I cut out words from magazines and stuck them all over this shiny purple holographic journal to make it my own. I love it. So this was, I think, just genuinely just a normal journal, and I wrote lots of thoughts in there. Similarly, I was clearly into my customization in 2002. Is this still 2002? Oh, this is 2001, so I'm a little bit out of order. So 2001, also into customization, and I've completely covered this journal front and back with lots of stickers. And that was just, again, a normal journal, I believe. Oh, this one's quite special. This journal I started in 2002, and again I've customized it by sticking on a picture of a jaguar on the front, and there's a picture of me on the back with my friend where we dressed them up as a snowman using toilet paper. I don't know why that photo in particular made it onto this diary, but I started this the day after I got baptized, and this is what I called my spiritual journal. So I wrote prayers, Bible study notes, anything about faith I put in this journal, including all the cards I got given on my baptism. I stuck them in here, so I would always have a little, that I'd always have a memory of them. So yeah, so this was quite special to me.
How old were you?
I was 14 when I got baptized. Okay, move on to this pile now. Okay, moving on, this journal started in 2003, and this is purely a creative writing journal. So again, little bits of stories, little bits of poems and songs and thoughts and free writing and dreams. So yeah, from quite an early age, I've always had journals dedicated to just creative writing, and this is one of those. No, this one was quite boring on the outside, but I feel like I remember writing a lot into it. Not boring. Okay, this was also started in 2003, and this is also another fantasy writing notebook. So again, just story notes, little bits about myths and stuff. I've just seen there's a bit in here about flower symbolism. So a little bit of research, a little bit of fantasy stuff. Oh, some cool fantasy postcards made it into here. Yeah, this page is falling out. I remember writing this journal a lot. So this one featured in my last vlog about the journals that I had partially filled in. It's a dream journal for writing down dreams. And I realised that that's just not something I do anymore, so I have put it in my finished journal pile because I'm not going to write in it anymore. This one is particularly beautiful. A journal with an illustration at the front from the Book of the Kells. This I started in 2005. Oh, in English we are in groups planning Unit 6 stuff. Me and Leanne, I think I've written there, are doing reality versus fantasy and how conflict between them leads to madness. We are looking at the Moth Diaries, Romeo and Juliet. I see Queen Mab has been with you, etc. I love that Romeo and Juliet passage. And then I must have loved it so much that I actually wrote the whole thing out on the next page. That's the beginning of 2000 and... What did I say that? 2005, so I'm 17 at that point. This journal that says Naughty Nutter, I actually used to make sermon notes in. I feel like that's not particularly themed for the content, but I started it in 2005 and used it to write notes when people were preaching church and Bible study. I think this is a particularly pretty one, though it's simple, pink, and this one I think is also 2005. This was 2006. And again, this was a spiritual faith journal, so for prayers, Bible study, any thoughts about God. Quite direct. I'm trying to speed things up a little bit here. This journal, I pick it up and I'll think quite a boring one. Not one of my favourites. What did I put on the inside? 2006, I started this. Again, this is another spiritual one, so prayers and mainly prayers. Prayer journal. I can see that obviously journaling and writing out prayers and stuff is a lot of how I connect with my faith, so that's why there are so many of these. The first few pages of this seem to be personality quizzes and things I cut out of magazines that I like the look of. Yeah, so I've written in here the answers to quite a lot of personality quizzes and then notes on from magazines. I think this was in my magazine era, so anything that I read out of magazines that I thought was good, I stuck in here. I still read magazines, but now it's more country living than anything else. So that's weird. So magazines, prayers, and then diary entries. So I think this was a little bit of everything in here. Nice outward cover though. I like the shine. I think this is another church notebook. Yeah. So this is 2008. Okay, this is another one, mainly taking notes of Sunday services. And quite a hardy one for that. Whew. Moving on. Oh, I think this one is another really pretty one. Autumn Leaves. This started in 2009. So I'm 21, and in the first one, I've just clearly watched Derren Brown on TV. He must be a very strange man to live with. He could tell if you were lying or hiding something. I know my face is easy to read. People know exactly what I'm thinking. Bit of a problem sometimes. That is still a bit of a problem. I do not have a poker face. Yeah, so this is just a normal journal and I kept it throughout 2009. This one is particularly pretty. Maybe this is the prettiest one that I have. It's got a heart. It's like red leather. It's got gold shine. I really like this one. And I must have been writing this journal when Rob and I got together because there's a photo of us in the front. One of our early dates. Oh, 2011, Hayden Basin, Essex. That was our first little holiday that we took together. So yeah, this was just a diary. Oh, and I'm counting down. I'm just looking at it. So this diary took me through to like 2012. I'm just looking Tuesday, 31st of July, 2012. 38 days to wait. I'm counting down the days to the wedding. 28 days later and I'll be married. I was clearly very, very excited to get married to Daddy. Cute, cute, cute. Did I write on the day of the wedding? I was writing in my journal at 3:26 a.m. on the day of the wedding because I was too excited and couldn't sleep.
I told you didn't sleep.
What an appropriate journal to have a heart on. I'm the one that actually recorded the build up to getting married. That's quite sweet. I haven't looked through any of these or read them. Maybe not ever because it's kind of hard to revisit, but I like writing in them at the time. I love this journal. I wrote this, started in 2011. This is a Write in the Rain all-weather journal, and it was really clever because the pages in this, you can write in the rain with them. So if you write in pencil, even if it's raining, it won't smudge or anything and it'll still hold. So I would take this out on walks and write whatever the weather, I could write in this little notebook. So it was an excuse to do some nature writing. Okay, next one. Oh, this is quite a cool one. This design work was everywhere for a while. Gorgeous. This is split into segments. So I think I used it for a lot of church planning stuff, mainly in 2011, and I had it in different segments like list writing, home planning, so it's kind of like a working book of lists. I think this one's very cute too. Always speak the truth, think before you speak, and write it down afterwards. And this was just a journal. I think I started in 2012 or 2013. No, 2012. Wrote it in 2012 and just a little neat journal. We're getting near the end, we are. 2013, again, just another normal journal.
What do you mean by normal journal?
I mean that I just wrote down diary entries. It wasn't for faith, it wasn't for anything else in particular. After so many years of writing in notebooks and journals, I don't really like, what do they call it? Spiral ring on the edge.
Why do you look at me? How am I meant to?
I don't know. I don't like them. I like them when they're glued because this always gets a bit jagged and it annoys me. 2014. Yeah, this is another prayer journal. This is a prayer journal. Oh, well, you must have been born whilst I was writing in this journal because there's a Mother's Day card. That's you. And there's another first Mother's Day card. But I actually started this.
Oh, it's so cute.
I started this journal in 2014 and Anna bought me this journal. And it is absolutely beautiful. Again, one of the most beautiful ones.
Can you read the part where I was?
Oh, can I find the part where you're born? Let's have a look. So I wrote Friday the 1st of January, 2016. Oh, so Anna had been with us. So on the 1st of January, I'm writing, I'm so excited to let go and have time now to really nest and build our home and family. As I was saying goodbye to Anna, because she'd been with us, on the street, a lady came by and said hello. She was born in this house in 1960s and said it was a lovely home. That's quite cute, isn't it? And then my next entry, this is just what it's been like having a baby, Ola. Sunday the 28th of February, 2016. So I said, well, a lot has changed in the last 2 months. I now have a daughter, Orla. She looks like Rob in every way except that she has my upturned nose and is 7 weeks old. I have also lost 2 teeth. The dental hospital in Manchester had a cancellation last week, so my surgery moved from the 17th of March to last Thursday. They removed the 2 remaining...
This is when you got knocked over by the motor.
Yeah, so I got knocked over by a motorbike. I can't remember what year it was, and I lost 3 teeth, and then I had temporary teeth, and then I had dentures. It was a whole tooth story. So yeah, not long after giving birth to you all, I had quite big dental surgery to get my implants. Anyway, so yeah, this is a journal that has Ola's first year of life in there, and that clearly I was so taken up with being a mum that I didn't do much journal writing to begin with. Yeah, so this was another one that featured in my last vlog of partially filled notebooks because I realised that I don't do much creative writing by hand anymore, so I've put this one aside, but I did start it in 2014. Okay, this one started in 2020, January 2020, so this one covers COVID.
The sad year.
The sad year of COVID.
I guess you wrote in that one a lot because...
Yeah, and
I had that much to do.
Gosh, I actually finished it on Thursday, the 31st of December 2020. So a very neat and tidy journal of the COVID year. Ah! But look how pretty this one is. I do like that one a lot. Okay, ugh, I've only got 2 more. I'm going to let that topple. This one was started in 2021. Today is the day. If not, then definitely tomorrow. But ideally today is what that says on the front. I like the navy and blue in here. And this again was just a journal. Ah, I've just dropped Orla off for her first gymnastics lesson. Bless her, she was nervous, so am I. But now look, still doing gymnastics all these years later. Okay, and then the last one that I've got in here, I started in 2022. And this was my notebook from university. So this has got lots of notes from the lessons that I was in.
You started university at the same time I started school.
Yeah. These were all my journals, as far as I know. Maybe there are a few dotted elsewhere around the house, but I think that's it. That's my full completed journal collection. That was quite fun. I still enjoy journaling and it just makes me want to write more. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I might make this series a trilogy and do a separate vlog of all the empty journals that I own but have not yet even begun to fill in. So maybe I'll do that and then I'll have a little trilogy of my notebook situation. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye! And told them Dad checked the fuse and that actually sounds quite boring.